good news. James Creedon is here. And it's Media Watch. James, good to see you.
The bad news is I'm having trouble with this.
Well, don't worry about that. We can ride that. We can ride that particular wave. It's okay. Now, you're going to talk about Roselyne Bachelot, who I once met her when she was sports minister and interviewed her about, going to the Olympics in 2008 and whether Sarkozy would go and stuff like that. I thought she was a very nice woman and very honest, as politicians go. This book she's done then could be interesting.
It's not very nice to Nicolas Sarkozy. This after 5 years of being a minister
Maybe
in his
he deserves
government. He does deserve it. Let's go to the computer and I'll show you the front cover of the book, which is now available in bookstores across France. L'Express magazine has given us what they call les bonnes feuilles, the good pages.
Les bonnes feuilles.
Or an extra, the extracts.
I did the French
as we say in English. It's called A Feu et à Sang. Let's go to the computer and I'll show you the front cover of the book. Can we go to it? And that's actually not it. One sec. It's here. That's not it either. It's here.
Okay.
A Feu et à Sang. On Fire and in Tears is the name of the book, right?
Yeah.
And it's about the campaign. But I thought what was funny is when you Google that, you've got all these other titles.
Yeah, different ones. I love it. That's good. So that's like some battle.
And you've got some cowboys.
Audie Murphy. Wow, there's a blast
She
in the
might have
past.
some copyright stuff on her, trouble on her hands, because it's a title that's been used several times in the past.
But I suppose A Feu et à Sang, the Audie Murphy movie, would have been a Hollywood movie, therefore the American title was different. Yeah, so maybe she might get away with that one.
So
but
this
clearly,
is
if
the
you're using someone else's
updated.
title, it's not good.
In any case, what is she referring to on Fire and in Tears? I will tell you. She's talking about what he said about Angela Merkel. He said she is very nice, Angela. When she likes a film, she sends it on to me. Not very well dressed, and I don't like those jackets, but she's not ugly. She does love
this
wine.
is what Nicolas Sarkozy said about Angela Merkel.
It's what he said to Roselyne Bachelot about Angela Merkel, and Roselyne went off, wrote it down in her diary, and then published it.
That is, I mean, for him to say that about a fellow world leader is highly unprofessional.
Definitely, but it was sort of a
Borderline
backhanded
sexist
compliment.
And kind of, disregard. It's scorning her, isn't it? Almost.
It kind of is, and he shares another incident at in the, I think it was the G8 or the G20 in Cannes. I forget. This was earlier this year. In which she had a tiff with Barack Obama about a technical point, and he said, you know what, she was trembling earlier. Angela Merkel was kind of very upset by this fight that she had with Obama. I'm going to go and comfort her. So these bizarre insights into the relationship that the Franco-German couple have, and Roselyne Bachelot did not seem at all convinced by the authenticity of it or how genuine Nicolas Sarkozy was about it. He thought that he was, on some occasions, it seems, she sees it as kind of a little bit sneering.
Okay.
She also says that he frequently sidelined his ministers. This was a criticism of his presidency all the way along.
This was said about him all the time, wasn't it? He's the president who's got a finger in every pie, and that is the finger that counts.
Centralising everything.
He's doing everything.
I'll give you a couple of
under his own
sentences because they were pretty. She said, the president has reduced me to a decorative candle once again in confiscating my speech. I am out of breath. I can't deal with this anymore. That was in December of last year, around the time the campaign was unofficially beginning to start, Nicolas Sarkozy's campaign for re-election. She also said, I think it's incredible the way he has sidelined his ministers as if we were infected with the plague, which he himself injected us with.
When I interviewed her before the Beijing Olympics, the scandal, if you like, was whether or not Sarkozy would go. There was an issue about human rights and a possible protest. And to be fair to her, Roselyne Bachelot, she protected him and played the line dead straight down the middle and was very professional.
Well, the thing is she is apparently closer to François Fillon, from what I was reading earlier today, the French Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, and Fillon and Sarkozy got on quite well over the 5 years they were in power, but they are not of the same political persuasion, and they wouldn't be in the same currents of the French right.
I don't know about that, James. Initially, when they started their sort of working relationship, they used to go jogging together. We saw the pictures, didn't we? Jogging together. And then
this is true.
We saw less and less of that. So I wonder if they really did get on.
Right.
I reckon because Fillon could run faster than Sarkozy didn't like it.
Well, maybe that was it. He was a man with a lot of pride, that's for sure. Still is.
Now, pride comes for a fall, of course. What's next?
This is it. Well, what else do we have? Remember Cameron yesterday, David Cameron.
Yeah.
He said he was going to roll out the...
Come on, you French entrepreneurs who earn over $1 million a year. Come and live in Britain.
This is it. Businesses, wealthy French people, come on over here. You're more than welcome. In any case, it was a big topic of discussion yesterday, and now you have Slate in France with their little guide to French people who want to leave the country. So they've gone down through the different categories of people who want to leave the country. Students, well, that's a bit more classic.
Yeah.
And those who also want to avoid paying their taxes to the French taxman.
Ah, yes.
And of course, a lot of this is
The occasional rock star has done that.
they have indeed, and this is all, of course, because Hollande announced a 75% tax rate for people earning over €1 million. So they're saying, look, if you want to go to Switzerland, make sure you're super rich, because unless you're super rich, it's not going to benefit you that much, because if you're just moderately rich, you're not going to do much better than you do in France already.
Yes.
If you are only moderately rich, go to Britain, because
Yep.
you'll do better there. If you want to avoid inheritance tax and you want to hand on your billions to your children, go to Spain or Italy, where they don't have inheritance tax. So it's a whole guide for people who want to avoid paying hefty taxes, and I think it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. But there is actually a lot of detail in that article for people who want to leave France for all sorts of reasons. Studies.
Well, you
avoiding
mentioned
taxes.
tongue-in-cheek, and we like tongue-in-cheek on Media Watch, don't we?
We do.
It's our stock in trade.
A little bit of it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, James Creedon with Media
Mark.
Watch. Thank you.